Invincible, Series 1, Episode 7, titled We Need to Talk. And this episode probably is one of my least favorite episodes of this season. Mainly because of how repetitive most of this episode is. Like, I get it. On paper, it probably sounds great. You know, the concept of, hey, everyone knows outside a couple of characters, mainly like Mark and all that. But most of the characters know that Iron Man killed the Guardians. And knowing that he's the Superman of this universe, they are trying to find ways to trying to stop him, trying to slow him down, capture him. But because of it, he's the Terminator, and it doesn't matter how much you throw at him, including the kitchen sink, he's just gonna stand back up and fly to his direction. In that case, is trying to find Mark, and Cecil's trying to throw everything to robots, to monsters, to death raids, to just talking. Like, they're throwing for everything at him, but he keeps going up, But when it happens like 6 times, I just didn't care. Like, I was waiting for, let's move on, let him find Mark, let him tell the reasons why. Because this episode, we never really truly know the why. Probably why is next week. But we never really truly understand the why he killed the Guardians. It's just a lot of, you wouldn't understand, or they were weak. And he's like, it's a little bit more like, why do you find them weak? What are the reasons? Is it just simply you just think they're beneath you? And now you have your son having powers, everything is, you're like, we two can take care of this world together. Is it that situation? Like, is that reason of him taking out the Guardians? Isn't it? We don't really know why. Probably until next week. Yeah, next week's being the final episode, so probably is when all the loose ends, all the massive bombshells are going to happen. But when the monster shows up, I was worried that can we move on to next week, please? Can we just, the two of them meet, have a conversation, tell why? The stuff I did like, though, are all the teenage shit. All the stuff dealing with Mark dealing with a breakup. Because it's very different. Something different and probably maybe a little bit realistic of what would actually go down when you have a certain scene that we have seen before. And that is, here's a superhero who hasn't been the best partner, hasn't been the best boyfriend, girlfriend. Because they're being a superhero, they have to keep the secret identity a secret and all that kind of stuff. Spider-Man 2, basically. And so they decide to go to said partner to tell that they are said superhero and all that kind of stuff. And normally, what we see is a quick amends. That the partner understands the reasons why, and the relationship is quickly amends. But Amber's response is, so you're invincible, why should I care? All her response is, you lied to me. Yeah, and you didn't trust me. You know, and in your mind, it is kind of true. You didn't trust me. You didn't. Yes, the concept of secret identities and all kinds of stuff, the whole superhero thing. But in concept of a relationship, knowing this is a big thing in your life, you didn't tell me. You didn't care. You didn't care for me enough to tell me. You didn't have the harness. You told me when things went completely shit. When I basically said the words, "We're done," the end, boom. You didn't tell me midway. You didn't tell me X, Y, and Z. You told me at the end. You basically used it as a please forgive me card, and it didn't work. And for me, that was fun. I love his friend who's basically said, yeah, you were a shitty boyfriend. Sorry, not sorry. I just like the teenage aspect. Then of course he's Mark's a little bit shitty. He's a bit of a dick in this episode because of it, as we probably are all as we all are when it comes to breakouts. You get a right, you have a right to be a dick for a week kind of thing, because of it. But yeah, I enjoyed the teenage stuff. But the main plot, like the cloning thing, was interesting. But the main plot with Aquaman, with Mark's dad, I just thought it was repetitive. So you have 5 minutes of good stuff, and the rest of it being, oh, this is interesting. Could we please move on?